Hey guys, it's Max from Claude, and today I want to show you something pretty insane that I've been building this weekend. I connected Claude directly to Instantly. So not via anyden, Zapier or Make, but literally Claude talking to Instantly and executing actions. So Claude can now, and actually for a while already, read campaigns, pause them, pull results, and even push reports straight into Google Docs if you set up the Google Drive as well. Quick disclaimer beforehand, I'm gonna keep this video relatively simple and more output focused. But if you want to set this up, it's not simple, it's not no code, there's like a proper infrastructure, and I spent like the whole day coding yesterday. But in my opinion, it's worth it, and yeah, the result is pretty wild. And I want to show you exactly what is possible, what is not, and where I see this going. So first of all, what did I build? I connected Claude and Instantly through MCP. And MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and it's basically a way to give AI real tools. And we give them real tools through API keys. So normally when we talk with Claude or ChatGPT or any other LLM for that matter, we give input, for example, screenshots of our campaigns, if you run Instantly campaigns, and ask it like, hey, analyze these results, or look at these different copies, analyze the writing style, the tone of voice, etc. And then it can do it. But with MCP, we can actually make, in this case Claude, go into our Instantly account and do all of that stuff itself and just ask a way more basic question like, analyze my campaigns, and it will just give back a lot of results. Of course, we can go into a lot of detail there as well, which is where it gets really interesting. So for example, just some use cases of what you can use it for is Claude can check the campaigns, as I just said, but it can also pause bad campaigns, it can pull statistics, and then the last step that I mentioned is it can actually write a report and push that to Google Docs, for example, for weekly reporting if you have clients that you want to report to. So it's not an automation like Make or anyden where you design flows, it's like actually AI doing the stuff themselves. And this is also why the setup was pretty technical. So here you can see the Claude website, and what you need for this is the Claude web app or the desktop version of Claude. So if you would like to do this, go ahead and download it. Now let me show you what it looks like in practice, and let's go to Claude, it's over here. Yeah. So first of all, let me show you my settings, then you can actually see. So, and basically we're also on a free plan, just to mention that you can just do this completely for free, you don't need any paid tools. So here we go to developer, and here you can see the different local MCP servers that I set up. So I have Epify, Instantly, Clay, and Google Drive, and more on that later because I want to touch up on Clay as well. So here, let's go to a new chat, and let's say like analyze results of my campaigns from last week. And now with API keys, Claude is actually going into Instantly to see the campaigns that I ran last week. And let's see if it gets the date correct as well. Yep. So no, that's wrong. This is a year ago. So that's of course a common known problem that some LLMs don't get the dates correct. So let's stop it. Same dates, but 2025. Let's see what it says. So now it's giving the correct dates and it's analyzing. Perfect. So here we see the results, right? But we can also make it perform other tasks, like let's say creating a campaign. Create a campaign called MCP test campaign. Use the first 20 inboxes as senders, and also make sure the sending schedule is 9 to 5 CET, only working days. Let's see. Perfect. Gonna create the campaign. I see it's also even inputting email copy already. I mean, I hate this email copy, but you get the idea. So let's see if it put in correctly. Let's go to Instantly. Here we have Instantly, refresh that. And here we see it's in there. Perfect. So let's go to the sequence, and indeed there is a email copy in here. As I said, I don't like this one, but you get the idea. You could also analyze all your previous email copy that you have written ever, pick the best ones, and say, use that for the email copy, right? Schedule 9 to 5, Central European time, options, 20 senders, yeah, 14, and here's 6. Okay, amazing. So that's how Claude communicates with it instantly. But now I want to add another layer, which I was talking about, which is Google Drive. So for example, we can also say, now create a weekly update report with the last week, again 2025, and put it in a Google Doc. So that's why I really wanted to add the MCP of Google Drive as well, and with the API of Google Docs, Google Sheets, etc., to do weekly reporting, because we have clients, and if we can do this for them, it's super nice. And if you have clients yourself, that's just going to save you a lot of time. And of course, like a lot of people do it with N8N, which works super good as well, but this is just one of the alternatives that I wanted to show. So let's see, it's trying to create a Google Drive or a Google Doc. And this is taking a bit more time, I see. Yeah, let me just pause the recording. Okay, and we're back. So here we can see the weekly results, and here's the reporting in Google Docs. Let's see if we can open this. Actually, here I have my weekly reports, but I didn't mention that it needs to post in there, so posted in a different location. Here we go. So here you can see weekly update report with the date, overall metrics. So for this specific Instantly account, we did about 4,000 emails, 3.2k contacts. Yeah, you get the idea. And with the whole breakdown, it even gives like suggestions on where to improve, which is pretty nice and cool. But of course, you can even change that in the prompting, right? If you want to do it differently, you can just ask it like, okay, give me a different reporting style, and then it will just change it. So now you can see like a little bit how they can start working together, and if we add more MCP tools in here, it can get more crazy even. So what I'm basically trying to show you here, that the key shift is that Claude is no longer just giving advice. Claude is now actually becoming operating software. So reading performance, making decisions, executing changes, documenting results, and in theory, you could say like run every Monday, pull last week's stats, generate a report, and send it to the client. And that entire chain can be driven by AI. We're not entirely there yet with native scheduling inside of Claude, because you would need like some cloud servers or run it on your own servers. But technically, the building blocks are already there. And I think where it gets very exciting is once Clay, which I also had the MCP in there, but the MCP of Clay only works with CRM right now. So the problem with Clay right now, which why we cannot make the entire chain yet of a whole campaign setup, which would be very cool, is that the API of Clay does not allow us yet to create tables and create workflows and operate Clay agent and all that kind of stuff. But once that comes, we can do, we can make Claude run an entire campaign right away. So what is the difference here between N8N and MCP, for example? So the biggest difference is that N8N is deterministic and MCP is non-deterministic. And let me explain to you what that means. Basically, in N8N, you design exactly what happens. So each step is fixed, same input, same flow, always. And a certain trigger or event or signal needs to happen to trigger the next event to happen. And that way you design very precisely how the chain of events will play out. With MCP, there's way more space for AI to actually do stuff themselves. So Claude can reason on the fly, of course. And this is interesting because AI is already a lot smarter, of course, than us humans on a lot of points. We just have to make sure that we prompt it very precisely, because we also all know that AI can go crazy and start hallucinating on a lot of stuff. So we have to be very detailed on how we input it. And of course, there's danger in like saying delete all my campaigns or do like crazy stuff like that, because you can do that. And if you share maybe in Claude account with your whole team, I don't know if people do that, but if maybe your intern, I'm just saying something, makes a stupid prompt and everything is deleted, then that's where the danger is in here. But I mean, the upside is there definitely as well. So how to build this? It's not an easy plug and play. I'm just going to be honest about that. And the setup is not really beginner friendly. Like some things you need is like API keys, O authentication from Google, node scripts, MCP servers, configuration files, environment variables. And setting this up cost me hours actually and broke multiple times, which is of course the whole thing. Like in coding, you have to do a lot of error solving. And that is, in my opinion, the big upside for something like AnyLen or Zapier or Make, where they handle the whole backend. And I can actually show you a little bit of the scripts that I did. So for example here, it's just placeholders, so I took out the APIs. This is the script connecting the MCP servers, and here you're gonna have like the JSON script that I wrote, and yeah, it's a bit detailed, it's a bit too technical for this video right now. If you're interested in it though, I'm happy to forward it, just hit me up. But yeah, if you get it set up, what does it mean for agencies and operators? Like if you run an agency or if you do GTM, if you do outbound, in my opinion, I think this is really the future. I think this is where we're moving, especially, like I said, if Clay is going to add their MCP functionality for list building, then we're going to reach like a next level, and I think it doesn't have to take long to get there. So this stuff is already working. I don't think it's hype. I think this is where we're moving. I think we're pretty close to getting it all in. It is still a little bit early and not a lot of people talking about this yet, which is also one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. But I think if you get into this now, if you adopt early, I think it's going to give you some pretty insane leverage. Yeah, that's the video for today. If you want to see more of the technical side, let me know. On the other hand, if you would like to see more of like the list building that we do, or lead scraping even, like the other side of the process, also let me know. I'm going to push out some more YouTube videos later. And also like on specific campaigns that we've been running for clients, what works well, what doesn't. Yeah, that's it. So if you want the scripts, let me know, reach out to me here through YouTube or on LinkedIn, on Max Münsterman or Closed In. Let's see. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.